shot the city up. Who prettier? Nice ass with a titty yeah. But really, yeah, wanna kiss up and lick up the pussy for fun. Kinda switch up the liquor so you can get drunk. Honeys on honeys is what made me come. Fuck me for free, you must be drunk and dumb. You better ask Brian about me, where the fuck I'm from. These niggas gotta pay, fuck that I'm young. Or you retarded with it, you got.
Welcome to Yes Bitch TV, honey. Yes, God. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, by hitting the bell, you'll be notified each and every time I'm uploading something new. All right, now, honey, let's get into this Chasing Dallas Season 2, Episode 7 review, honey. The girls are a mess. The girls are a motherfucking mess. Somebody call Captain Planet, honey, because someone is throwing a bunch of pollution at the girls. What is going on? Captain Planet, he's the hero. He's gonna take your ass down to zero. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Bitch, I don't know the rest, but let's get into this bullshit. So before I begin my review, everybody, I do want to let you know something. Make sure you are tuning in tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, God, honey, come over to my YouTube channel. Me and the crew, we will be having a live panel discussion with special guest Trey Howard, aka Styles by Howard. Obviously to talk about a lot of the things that took place in this last episode of Chasing Dallas. So yes, again, please make sure you're coming over. Yes, God, honey, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a lot to talk about. This will be our second time interviewing Trey Howard. We had a interview with him a couple weeks back on Ebby Reviews' channel. So this should be good. This should definitely be good. This will change the dynamic of the conversation, and I'm here for it, and I'm definitely open ears to what Trey Howard is going to have to say. And hopefully you are too. So be there or be square, bitch. Okay? All right, honey, let's jump into the shits, shall we? Okay. So this episode opens up with King Kane meeting up with Ariel O'Hara and Trey Howard at the venue that King Kane has selected to host his lingerie party. First and foremost, this place is really cute, very chic, and it's Black owned. Yes, God, honey, and it seems as if King Kane made it his business to seek out Black owned business. And also promoting it on the show works as well too. Love it, love it, love it. We need to see more of these situations happen. Support Black-owned business, honey. Black LGBTQ business. We're seeing it throughout the past couple episodes where you guys are promoting, local Black-owned businesses, fashion, designers. Whether we feel about these fashions or not, honey, I can appreciate you guys supporting it, highlighting it, and just trying all around. I appreciate it. Again, no matter how we feel personally about these brands, and there's always room for improvement later. The fact that you guys are making something, you have something that is tangible. Not a lot of people have that. A lot of people talk a good game. Even myself, I'm a writer, and I've yet to produce a book. Okay, it's in the works. But it's just like I don't have nothing tangible. I have pages written, but I don't have a book. You feel what I'm saying? We can talk about Markel all day long. He has a book. I don't give a fuck how many spaces it has in it. Like the girls are doing, as long as you're doing something, as long as you have something tangible, and that's what you guys are promoting, that's what I love about it. No matter how any of us reviewers may feel about it, you have a tangible product, okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm always trying to look at the other end of things, and I will highlight the positivity as well as the negativity. But again, King Kane, love that. Love you for that. Okay? Child, we got to get into some things real quick because there's this conversation. This scene was extremely long, but I lived for every minute of it because it kind of gave us an inkling on what the fuck may be going on between Trey Howard and Trey Womack. But before I jump on that situation, I want to talk about this real quick, honey. So apparently Trey Howard and King Kane had sexual relations. And it didn't work out, I guess. They realized they were just better as friends. Usually that is a sign that the sex was awkward. I'm not going to say the sex was bad, but it could be awkward. And to be completely honest with you, King Kane is a beautiful man and Trey Howard is a beautiful man. But I just don't see them being compatible in that way. You know what I mean? And it's no shade. You know, that's just real conversation. This is real shit. That's just how that goes. I've had sex with people and it just didn't work out. Doesn't mean the sex was bad. It just was not meant. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't meant to be, bitch. Okay? You know it. I know it. We all now know it. Okay? It is what it is. So I don't think that was meant to be shade. It was just like, hey, I appreciate the transparency. Because if you would have never said it, I would have never known it. Because I don't think Kane was out here highlighting that either. So, you know, it is what it is. But I'm glad to see you guys are friends. So, Ariel drops a dime, honey. A lot of the girls said that was shady of her to do. I don't really see the shade in that. But I tend to try to stay in my own business. So telling it, was it shady? Drop down in the comment section and let me know if you felt like she was trying to be shady. I don't think she was, personally. I just think that, you know, the girl says she finna hit you, child, when she see you in person. If you having a conversation amongst the girls about somebody, I feel like it's only fair to kind of share your experience about that person with them in a way, whether it be positive, negative, or neutral. Child. But that's when we see Trey Howard kind of digging at Trey Womack. And let me be honest with you guys. I'm trying my best to piece all of these things together as the episodes go and as we begin to interview the cast members. We start coming to this fucked up understanding that none of us really know what the fuck it is that we're talking about at the end of the day, because the show doesn't really highlight the in-between moments that we believe should matter enough to make it on film. And we'll dig into a little more of that later, because again, with Trey Howard and Trey Womack and the situation with Dior, do we really know? Drop down the comments and let me know, like, are we missing something? Because I've literally watched this episode like 4 fucking times, and I just don't see the connection to where it got that fucking serious to be having a melee, bitch. Okay? Like, girl, Trey Womack was running through that bitch like fucking fucking Sparta. Ooh, bitch. But we'll get into that, honey. We're jumping the gun here. But yes, honey, Ariel brought that tea up. Child, motherfucking Trey Howard was serving, you know, light shade here and there. Obviously, there is something that is bothering Trey Howard about Trey Womack. There's something deeper, because you don't carry that chip on your shoulder the way that you have for someone who you claim to not know like that. So there has to be something personal there. It was spoken that I believe Trey Howard allegedly was feeling Trey Womack, and I guess, I don't know, child. We'll talk about that tonight. We'll get to the gist of everything tonight at 7 p.m., girl. Okay, let's move on from that, because that was just too much. In the midst of this conversation, King Kane was, you know, dragging George again, and Trey Howard said something very, very, very cute. And he was like, girl, you over here telling me not to call Trey Womack names, but you over here serving George. And, you know, I respect that, because that is very true. I've said it in my last 2 reviews, is that, you know, I think we're almost just over the fact that King Kane is just out here just serving George shade, honey, throwing palm trees at that motherfucker. And, you know, I get it, because we're watching this show, and while they're filming, that feeling is still fresh. So I can get it and I understand it, but you got to understand, as reviewers and as people watching the show, it can come off a little repetitive. And it's just like, girl, we're over it. But I understand, girl, it is what it is, child. Let's move on from that. So, girl, hold on, I got notes here, y'all. We move on to Trey Howard's all-white brunch. Yes, God, honey, all-white brunch. I mean, girl, first of all, love the venue. You did a great job. I don't know if anybody helped you put all that stuff together, but nonetheless, your name is on it. So I'm going to go ahead and say, and go on a limb and say, you did it all yourself. Everything looked really cute. But one thing I would like to point out is that if you're gonna call it an all-white party, people need to follow through. White is not a hard color to find. It is not a hard color to find. You yourself, as the host of the event, if you're going to call it an all-white party, you should have been decked down in all white. You had more white on in your confessionals, girl, than you did at your own all-white party. So that's the only shade I'm going to give to that. But everything looked beautiful. You put everything together. You're only 22 something years old, honey, and you are making moves for someone that is young. I can definitely appreciate that. You are allowing, and you're giving back to the community that's giving to you, and I love that. You're showing respect to your dad Dior, you're showing respect to Reese G. Not sure why Markel was there. Let's be honest here, Markel, you don't have much going on this season. We're not seeing you produce anything. Only thing you're producing is the lackluster of lackluster outfits, girl. That is the only thing that you are producing this season, is lackluster outfits, girl. No God, honey. You came to an all-white party dressed like you just came from playing basketball. There's a City Trends somewhere, girl. All of these stylists that's on this motherfucking cast, bitch, that you couldn't call them up and say, girl, I have nothing to wear to this all-white event. Can the girls help me out with something? I mean, girl, come on now. Like, I don't understand. Let's jump on Dior as well. You know this is your child. Don't disrespect the event by not dressing appropriately. Styles by Howard said it in his confessional, like, it's an all-white party, everybody needs to be wearing white, and guess what? No one really wore white. Reese G came through wearing white. The wig girl was covering the eyes. I was like, Aaliyah teased, but I don't think that was intentional. I just think the cut was wrong on the wig. It is what it is, girl, whatever. And the other two girls, we weren't introduced to them. I would have liked to know who they are. I know they're not part of Chasing Dallas, but you were filming them. So it would have been nice to kind of get an intro into what the women on the panel were going to be bringing to the table and how they were going to address their businesses or, educate the girls. Because let me be honest, one more thing I want to talk about when it comes to this panel is that when we have panel discussions, it's an educational moment. It's a moment to kind of give a small mentorship to the crowd. You know what I mean? Not just giving your personal experience, like, okay, Dior, you quit your job. Okay, but that's not for everybody. Not everybody has the ability or the confidence enough to just quit their 9 to 5 in order to pursue their dreams. For some people, it takes their 9 to 5 to fund their dream. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, you did it. Good for you, girl. But I really felt like that was a moment for you to kind of dig into the hair business, the beauty industry a little bit more, and really give a professional spoken conversation. Reese G did a little bit of that, which I could definitely appreciate. But I think, let me tell you with the girls real quick. You know you're on a public platform, so at this point, you should feel comfortable enough speaking in front of people. And I felt as if a lot of y'all were not that comfortable. Reese G, obviously, you could tell is very comfortable speaking in front of people. But I think you guys, when you knew this was happening, get in front of your mirror. Get in front of a couple of friends and just give a speech real quick. Because I think that'll make you guys more comfortable and you'll be able to speak more eloquently as you are trying to teach the kids something, okay? But all in all, the brunch looked really cute. The panel was cute, okay? And yes, honey, live for it. Good job for you, Howard. You're always looking good. I see you're always trying to do something in the community. And again, we're seeing things that are tangible. The girls are producing something, okay? I don't know why some of these people are on this cast and you are not working. You are not being highlighted. Your dreams are not being highlighted. Girl, what's the fucking tea? That's all I want to know. That's the only reason I tune in. I want to see what the girls are doing, honey. Side note real quick about the panel that Trey Howard had at his brunch. It was mentioned that George was not invited, Trey Womack was not invited, and Antonio was not invited. I do want to say this, since the panel is about highlighting LGBTQI plus members in the community that are doing things and making moves, let's be real, honey, George is doing something. George is working. I really felt as if that would have been a great conversation to have about, the funeral home industry and, all of that good stuff. Trey Womack, you're a tattoo artist, you're an entrepreneur. I felt like you had something to offer in that situation as well. Antonio, as messy as the world may see him as, he's up and coming trying to start his own skincare business, his natural skincare business. So I do feel like these three people that were not invited, if given the opportunity to speak on the panel, would have been a great addition, to be honest. But that, hey, it's your event, girl. You invite who you want to invite. Child, who the fuck am I? Okay. Now, forgive me, bitches. I gotta light a cigarette for this conversation. Okay? Girl. So, bitch. We get to the fabulous event that is King Kane's lingerie party, honey. The girls are showing up. Some of the girls were late. It is what it is. But let's get into some of these girls real quick. Before I even go for this one, first of all, King Kane, that confessional look with that almost see-through thing that you had on, I want it, bitch. I want that motherfucking shirt, blouse, whatever the fuck it is. That was everything. I told you I watched the episode 4 times, right? Every time I saw King Kane in that confessional look, I was like, bitch, I gotta have it. I have to have it. Is that yours, King Kane? Drop down in the comments, girl. Let me know. Was that one of your designs? Bitch, do you have it in 3XL? Okay, because, girl, I need to have it, girl. I gotta have it. I lived for it. It was serving me everything that I needed and more, girl. Yes, God. Giving me something I could feel, bitch. Now, okay, the girls are on Hennessy. The girls are drinking wine coolers and stuff, child, and they are getting tipsy. And it shows because they are having a good time. Let me tell you something. I would love to hang out with King Kane. I'm an introvert, you know. But, bitch, every blue moon I like to have a good time. And King Kane is definitely the person, if I was in town, I would call him to show me a good time, bitch. Because a lot of people, you know, even myself, sometimes King Kane can be very overtly shady, but the fun that you would have with him, like, girl, like, I would live for it. I would live to have a night on the town with King Kane. I think I would have a good time. Just be, not even drunk, just laughing, enjoying life, because he seems like he's just not with all of that fuckery, and it definitely showed in his responses to a bunch of the shit that took place after his event, or during his event. But anyway, we'll get to that in a second. Child, so Carrie D came through. He admitted that he couldn't dance, child, and I feel you, girl, I can't dance. You know, I'm mixed with half black and white as well, and I did not inherit the booty, and I did not inherit the dance moves, child. Give me a couple drinks, and I'll give you a little yah, like, okay, girl, it is what it is, and then I get back into my corner, arms folded, moving my arms from side to side. Bitch, because that's the most you're going to get from a bitch like me. Girl, I don't have no moves like that. When I'm drunk, I think I do, but when I'm sober, girl, you will not get me on the dance floor. It's not happening. The girls tried to come through looking sexy. Ariel O'Hare's outfit was everything. She said, coming dressed in all black with the gack in the lat, lunatics in the street. Gotta keep the heat, bitch, because someone was keeping heat. And we'll get into that as well. Ariel O'Hare was looking cute. Reese G came through, girl, looking like everything. That tuck game is on point, bitch. That's why you were late, girl. You was trying to find the right kind of tape to motherfucking tuck the girl. I know that's right, bitch, because that outfit was everything and it calls for a tight tuck, okay? Bitch, motherfucking Premier came in looking like he just rolled out of bed, girl. And I expect better from the fashion girls. Like, my goodness. Trey Womack came through. Let me tell you something. And I know it seems like I be digging at Trey Womack, but I don't. I be wanting to like him. And you're in the gym all the time, right? Y'all niggas, let me tell you something about big motherfuckers. Don't be going to the gym just working on your arms and your chest. You got to do a full body workout, girl. That way you are proportionate. You have these skinny ass chicken legs and these little ass thighs, but this big ass upper body. It does not match. It doesn't match. You need to stay in a pair of jeans or long johns, because until you get your calf muscle game up and your thigh game up, girl, squats, do the leg lifts, child, have a leg day, girl. I'm not into skinny ass legs and thighs and you have this big ass upper body. It's just not gonna work. And you wanna know why? You're off balance, girl. Anyway, Markel came in dressed like a hooker Power Ranger. Like, girl, like, What is wrong with you, Markel? Throughout this whole season, like last season, you were serving the girls everything, but this season it's just like lackluster. Like, girl, I could walk through City Trends and find you a really cute outfit. Like, it's nothing. Anyway, girl, Rock came through dressed in the same damn outfit as Markel, but at least he had sense enough to throw a little black mesh coat over the bitch real quick. Cause you know his 40 weeks pregnant ass child. He needed the. I'm glad he came through with an overcoat, girl. Because no God, honey, I can't fat shame nobody, girl. I got titties. It is what it is, bitch. I'm just speaking truth to what I see. Okay. But speaking of Rock, he was looking like he was trying to fuck everybody. Girl, yes, honey. I ain't gonna lie. If I was drunk enough, we probably would have went out to the alley or in the car. Just to say I did rock. Just to say that I had the opportunity, and he can also say he had the opportunity to get this queen right here, honey. Anyway, child, who else was there? We talked about Premier Carrie D, Rock and Markel wearing the same outfit. Dior comes through with Trey Howard, and I think that's Trey Howard's boyfriend that was with him that was dressed in the towel. Trey Howard came through dressed like Wild Wild West tees, giving the girls sexy Wild Wild West. Dior came through with, Muhammad Ali, serving the girls beauty and justice. Let's move this along. Let's get to the real meat and the potatoes of this motherfucking episode. So, Ariel's leaving, and she invites Markel to show her to her car, which I felt like was an opportunity for the girls to get together because Trey Howard and the rest of the girls followed right behind. So they already knew, I felt like they already knew what they were about to get into. Not the fighting part, but just the conversation piece. And, Ariel, Reese, Markel, they're like, girl, things need to be talked about. Everything need to be hashed out. Dior claims that there's no reason to have a conversation with Trey Womack. And honestly, if the girls are really mad about being called stuffed, which again, I don't even think that's it. There's way more to this fuckery. There is way more to this fuckery. I said it in my last review that I'm going to reserve my judgment. I'm not picking no sides because again, we don't fucking know. They say there's a part 2 coming out next week. Hopefully that explains the situation a little better. Because I just don't get it at this point. I don't think anybody else gets it either. But yeah, girl, they're having a conversation. Trey Howard is like, you're going to respect me. And that's one thing I can say, for someone that is so small, you are not fearful. You are standing up for yourself and basically asking to be respected in this conversation, which I totally get. Don't address me as him. Him has a name, bitch. Okay? Him has a name. But Trey Womack came out there in the midst of the conversation and was like, what's the tea? Basically, that stance, he looked back at the camera like, girl, what y'all talking about? I'm not going to lie. I give that same kind of energy sometimes. If you walk into a room and people are talking about you, already know that you can cut the tension with a knife, bitch. Child, what's the tea? Trey Womack, you were wrong, girl. You were really wrong for throwing the first hit. I don't think it was that deep. But then again, did we get a chance to see everything? Do we know the whole situation? I do feel as if, I don't know how old Trey Womack is, but I do know that Trey Howard is young and much smaller than you. So to try to jump on someone who is younger and smaller than you, that is a no-go. In the world of adulthood, that is a no-go. But in the hood, any bitch can get it. I get that perspective. But as you get older, you got to realize y'all girls could have went to jail. Luckily, that parking lot was empty, bitch, and white people were not clutching their pearls and in fear for their life, honey, because, girl, the girls, someone would have went to jail. Like, don't nobody got time to be in jail. All of y'all so-called entrepreneurs and influencers in the industry and in the communities and stuff like that, don't nobody need to have that on their motherfucking rap sheet, girl. The girls that got locked up for aggravated assault and battery, and then y'all pulling guns and shit. Like, you might have a license to carry, so do I, bitch. But you gotta, the law on that. You gotta fight force with equal force. But then again, you were being jumped. So legally, if you were fearing for your life, but you threw the first punch. So girl, I don't know. Child, like I'm just so like the ending of this episode was just like wow, and it's gonna carry on to the next episode. Hopefully, again, we get clarity on it. The only thing I have to say about it is though, Trey Womack, you should not have threw the first punch. I don't really think it was that deep to do it, but again, I have to reserve my judgment. Black, gay in the community. We talk about building bridges of unity. How the fuck can we do that when we can't even have a real conversation with the person we're having a beef with? Honestly, I just don't understand it. Anything else I want to say? Not really. That's all I have for you guys. So make sure you're liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. Jump in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on this episode or my commentary as well. And again, stay tuned this evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Trey Howard will be on, honey. And we're just going to get the tea from him. I'll save all that for tonight, honey. We'll get the tea from him. Be blessed, never stressed, guys. Bye.
Don't leave me, daddy, where you going? Put your card on file, let's blow it. We could party all night till the sun out. After 2 is when the freak really come out.